This is kind of just going to be me ranting off of a notepad that I just wrote after playing the game for a while. I can't be bothered to write like an actual script for this because there's like too much, and I don't make formatted videos like that. So this is going to be kind of unscripted. First, I'm just going to get classes out of the way because it's pretty short. They just kind of feel like the same as pre-code. Like any abilities where you're actually attacking the monster don't feel impactful on chase at all, and kind of just feel like you're extending the inevitable, your death, which isn't really that fun for the survivor or the monster. The only abilities I feel like have real impact are the ones where you could heal off of, or just like the general stats of the class. Also, I know they probably don't really care about this, or like just want a different identity for the game or feeling when playing it, but I don't really like the idea of you like fighting the monster. Like even in pre-code, the Doomfist I feel like was an exception because like it sucked. It was really garbage and it was kind of just a joke item. I don't know, like out of every ASIM, Pillar Chase feels like the weirdest to have like fighting classes against the monsters. First of all, I think we definitely need to go back to the client side objectives for the general objectives. Those being server wide just don't feel good. They never get finished. You kind of just I see a lot of people just standing around like and just waiting for the main escape to open and not really doing anything. I think if you felt like you could actually get those objectives done, they would incentivize people to move around the map a little bit more. How and also how the general objectives are formatted server wide. They are pretty much forced to be like uh, like longer than the original client sided objectives, which causes them to be really boring. Some of them, like the garbage clearing and like the event task, I don't understand why we think spamming buttons over and over again is that fun. Um, it was before, like it was one button before, but he changed it to different buttons, which arguably actually makes it even more annoying and tedious. I would much prefer if it was like the old vent pillar task where it was like you click it twice. You don't even have to click it twice. Just like click once to get rid of one of the dirts. I think that would feel much better. But of course they can't do that because they want it to be drawn out for as long as possible. So it could be a server side objective. I think the dungeon tasks, like the chest and the notes, are pretty good format. They're just, again, they are last way too long. I think they could be cut down. The chest is fine, but you wipe off the note way too fast. I also think the cog in the generator, that's a good task. All the tasks on that map are pretty good. I think they just need to be shortened down, and of course client sided. Also the like traversal objectives, which I'll call them, which is like the where you pick up the bone or the bucket on Eternal Abyss, is what I think the map is called. um I think like having like the physics like of you picking them up and down is pretty cool, but like it kind of gets a little bit fucked over with the weird map collision, especially with the bucket one where we're trying to pick up the water, but there's invisible walls everywhere, which I will definitely be talking about later. I think the physics there just need to be a bit more snappy because it keeps getting hung up on stuff. But yeah, that's really it. And of course, make the objective shorter. I don't really want to talk about like each monster's strength because there's definitely a bit of a skill issue there. I'm not that insanely good at the game yet because it obviously just came out. I more so want to talk about specific like mechanics monsters have that I could look at face value and say, yeah, this is a bad mechanic. This is not fun to play as or like go against. First, I want to talk about kind of a general trend with some monster movesets, but mainly with Rosemary. And it's this weird trend they have where they think having like blurred vision or hindering your vision is like a fun mechanic. Uh, like, I get like there's the Fogborn ability where he like forces your camera in a certain direction. I don't think that's like a horrible concept, but it doesn't really execute very well. I'm more going to talk about Rosemary though, because like she has like 3 effects she could give you at a time, where like she could blur your vision, she can put this giant bright light on your like camera, and it's very annoying. And there's also the tinnitus that she gives you whenever she uses her scream ability, which like actually can hurt my ears. Like, I get it wasn't put in maliciously to like purposely hurt people's ears, and it was just trying to be like a cool effect, but I don't see how that like improves the gameplay. I'd rather it just be like the muffled vision, not muffled vision, muffled like hearing, like the kind of thing that Springtrap has in Bye Bye Night whenever he uses his scream. I think that would be a much better idea. If they want like audio cues to be an important thing in Survivor gameplay, which I like, and I want that to be a thing because I think it's interesting, they can't have these like incredibly like stupidly loud mixed sounds and like tinnitus effects, because like obviously people are going to play with their audio cranked up and don't want to hear that shit. This is also another thing I noticed. A lot of monsters are just really fucking quiet now. Like, they will be directly behind me, but I'll barely be able to hear their ambience. Another thing, minions, Vapor and Aoni's minions. This is another really bad idea, and I don't think it should be in the game. I don't think you should have to rely on other players to just help you in your match, because this can either like help you completely sweep the match, or just you have no minions because nobody wants to fucking help you. Which also, like, if a monster kills you, why would you be incentivized to help them? Like, not everybody's gonna have that a mindset of just like, oh, this is just for fun. Sometimes people would just get pissy and just like AFK the entire time. And to add on to that, the monster minions aren't really that fun to play anyway. So you just have both of those things stacked on, and then you have no fucking minions. I just replace these with a completely different ability or passive, because think I don't think minions is gonna work either way. Either way, it's a very RNG thing. Either you have like bots that are probably going to have very shitty pathing sometimes, or very good pathing, or you're gonna have players that are either going to play or not going to play. Another mechanic for monster that I just don't think is very good, and this kind of ties into maps, which I'm probably going to talk about next, is the monster walls. These are incredibly pointless. There's no reason for you to like M1 them. Either you make it so you can destroy them and survivors can go through them, so you have to actually like waste a resource, or either you just make a wall the monster has to go through, because how they are now is fucking pointless, forcing the monster to break them. It just wastes their time, especially with a monster that has like a high M1 cooldown or something. It's pointless. Okay, map time. I love these maps. These maps are perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. That's a fucking lie. It's incredibly stupid, the amount of dead ends in these maps. It just feels really pointless. Most of the time there isn't really even objectives in the dead ends. It's just dead space for like new players to get zoned in. There's also a very like large gap between maps that are completely dark and maps that have high visibility, which is like more of a general issue with the game. I would much prefer if like the maps that were extremely dark were brought up a bit in clarity, because it's just like pretty insufferable to play on, especially in chase. and can lead you to like zoning in before said dead ends a lot. I think it is a important factor to have some sort of low visibility, especially like on most maps at least, because I like the idea of audio playing into the gameplay. You have to listen for audio cues. You need to watch out for stuff around you. Constantly keep your head on a swivel, but like the visibility on some of these maps is just like fucking ridiculous. Like you will just be running into walls trying to do tasks. It's extremely annoying. Okay, this is just gonna be me talking about like general stuff now because like I can't really think of anything else that isn't getting into like detailed specific stuff. Game passes. This is extremely dumb. I saw a lot of people getting angry at this, which was really, really stupid. But monsters having game passes is not an issue at all. We've been able to buy coins for forever. It's the same fucking thing. Anybody who gets mad at this is like actually fucking stupid. Also, they just need to pay their devs, which is completely fine. Like the game doesn't exist unless we like find some way to fund it. But I think it is kind of dumb at the same time to have game passes for monsters, because if somebody wanted to buy the monster, they could just buy coins for it and get it. So I would rather the game pass be for something like the recolor thing. I think that's fine. I think that's a good way to monetize it a bit. But like, don't make game passes for like things you could already buy. I think it's completely fine to have like a supporter skin pack or something. I think that would be fine. Good way to give like you could have like a tag or something for people. I think that's a pretty good idea. Just something new, and that rewards the player for a little bit for supporting. Also saw people complaining about the XP grind, which I don't I don't really care all that much that is difficult. Just the only part that irks me that is difficult is how the levels did not transfer from pre-code. I think if this was just a new fresh game and everybody was starting and it had a super hard XP grind, I think that would be fine to implement a hard one. But like, I think if you're gonna make the XP grind this difficult, like the least you could do is transfer the levels over. I think that wouldn't be an issue at all. Like getting the legacy milestones doesn't feel like even close to enough for how much you had to grind in pre-code, because it was like just as or even more difficult as it is in recode right now. Also, the new milestones, I like them. I really like most of them, except for like that one Fogborn one where like pretty much was just like play to win, where he was like completely crouched to the ground all the time. I think that's stupid, but I think most of the milestone skins, and this is how most of them are, should just be like play to lose. I like the idea that you're kind of like showing off a bit, having a really large skin, really large obvious skin, but you're still winning. I think it's a good way to kind of like flaunt that you're like a high level. That's like most of the things I had to talk about the game. I just wanted to like pop this out so maybe you can like, I don't know, maybe in like a 1 in a million chance one of the devs sees this and like takes some ideas and incorporates them and just takes this as constructive criticism, because like I feel like I've been posting kind of like shittily about the game and I don't want to be like all fucking mean about the game. I know they're just trying to like deliver a good product. It's not like how most people think and they're just like a bunch of corporate people and want to make a bunch of money, because it's obviously not what they want to do. Blade just wants to like put out a vision of a good game, but like it's really hard to like this game right now, man. I genuinely think they need to stop being afraid of like making this closer to how pre-code was, at least before abilities were implemented to that game, because it was truly like a very good basis for like a game. It just went in the complete wrong direction with all of these like random mechanics thrown in with like no like thought of the what originally made it good. I don't know. Like just seeing this game really makes me like sad, especially with how the release is going right now. Currently, when I'm recording, it only has like 2K players, which I kind of understand. We have like just gotten this game in blips, and there's not really any like new content in this beta. But I'm hoping that incentivizes them to at least rethink the gameplay a little bit. Or I don't know, maybe they'll just like release a couple new monsters and it will be completely fine and the player count will bump up and they won't have to change a goddamn thing. Okay, well that's it. This is just me ranting for 15 minutes. I would like to properly edit these videos, maybe make more of them, but that's not really my thing and I don't really have time to do that. Mine's Hollow is going well. If any of you like know or care about that. Hopefully we'll have a prototype out soon. Okay, bye.